to my art room. I like to consider this room my little museum. I mean, clearly, look at my bookshelf. Somebody once said that this is 90% book nooks and like 10% books, and I'm not gonna lie, I really agree now. This place is like 5 years worth of crafting. Or nearly 5 years, because I started the end of 2019 and now it's 2025. 2025, that's insane. I have everything from the Hunger Games, to the Maze Runner, to Stranger Things, to House of the Dragon, literally any single pop culture movie or show or book that came out from 2019 to 2025 is in this room. So I thought, let's do a really big tour together and have a look at everything. So when you first walk into my office, in this little corner here, this is where I like to write. I also have this arena clock that just fell off the wall, so give me 1 sec. I'm putting this up with tape and I'm starting to realise that that's probably not the best idea because it keeps falling down sometimes. Here's the first piece you'll see. Well, anyway, it's my little clock. It's a little catching fire arena and it's got like all the sections and everything for like all the threats of each hour. I like to hang it up on my wall, but at the moment the batteries are dead, so it hasn't been ticking. I need to buy new batteries. That reminds me. Alexa, add batteries to my shopping list. Okay. I just haven't bought them yet. That's fine. This desk here is where I write my novels. This is my book here, the first one in my series, Silver Valley. And I also keep my little award that I won for my book over here, as well as my little like pins. And then if we swing over, this is the very first book nook that we have. This is based on the Bridgerton series, specifically Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, like season 3 episode that just came out. I like to keep that one in that corner because it kind of fits really nicely. It's really well rounded. We also have, though, another one over in this corner here. This is my Silver Valley one. Exactly the same concept. It's like a book inside of a book. And we keep him right over here next to my typewriter. And this is my manuscripts. These are all the books that I wrote. Now, we're not going to judge the fact that my table is on an angle, okay? There's a reason for this. I used to sit here in front of my little drawers with all my art supplies. Despite how, like, hilarious and cool these drawers are with all these things in there, I just didn't like this backdrop for videos anymore, so I moved this and swung it around in a corner so you can face this corner of the room instead. And I don't think it's that awkward. I don't know. Over here, we have the Coraline house that we made, as well as, like, a couple more art supplies in these little drawers. Usually, these are, like, my fast, easy-to-reach things that I need all the time, like super glue, etc. I also have a mini fridge in this corner here, as well as a little chest of drawers with more easy to reach craft supplies. This is if I run out of paint and I just want to like keep it cold for some odd reason. As well as my Shattered, Hunger Games, Arena, Dome. We don't talk about that. Anyway, moving on to the corner that everyone wants to see, the book nooks. Honestly, most of my shelves are mostly just books in this corner here, but we do have the odd book nook. Like we've got the Fourth Wing one over here. This is the Parapet from the first Fourth Wing book. I've also got a little Coraline shrine down here. This recently snapped off in the summer heat in Australia, so don't look at that. But we got all our little Coraline creatures, hello, and our Coraline tunnel, as well as like a couple of the other books that I wrote. This is Silver Kingdom, the second one, and Silver Crown that we just released last year. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this next one. It's my Harry Potter Mirror of Iris one, but the button on the back is broken, so it takes me a while to put the lights on, so we can't really see the Hogwarts Express down the back there as well as we would like. It's got issues with it. It's not perfect, but, you know, nostalgic reasons. He's just sitting there in the corner. And then we have our rotated table of neglected book nooks that we don't like very much. There's the Eras Tour stage, and an abandoned Throne of Glass one, as well as a secret stash of dog treats. Only thing is, he knows exactly where they are though, don't you? Hiding things from a dog is actually genuinely so hard, I can't. I also use these things to present all my newest Hunger Games arenas I've worked on. This is the zoo arena that we just finished the other day based on A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. You know where they kept all the tributes and stuff in the movie? That's over here. We made an arena concept out of it and I think it's really cool. The reason for that is that we get a really nice, cute, clear view of all my Hunger Games arenas. Like, honestly, there are so many of them. We got the Catching Fire one here. This is the one based on Haymitch's games, Joanna's games. This is the Deadliest Hunger Games arena because it's all ice and snow and everybody died really quickly. We got A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in the corner. We have Annie Crester's one. We have the one from the movie, and then this is the one based on the illustrated version of the book. Really sneaky guest appearance of the Crimson Rivers arena. I don't know if you know, but if you know, you know. And then one of my favorites here, which is the Desert Arena, which is balancing this little island ones in the background. This is Finnick's game, and this is like another concept for the 11th games. We just don't know if it is accurate or not, so he kind of just hides in the back there. As well as the Mockingjay Arena and the one that we see in the movie from the Hunger Games, the one directly before this game over here, a bombed out cityscape. That's this one right here. I won't lie, this is definitely the most excessive part of my office, and it scares even me, okay? It scares me. But moving on, we have a couple more books here as well as a concept for the ice arena, which is a maze runner. I believe it's canon, the girls' maze, except a lot of people tell me that it's not canon, so we're kind of just like rolling with the concept, I guess. We have a little teeny tiny griever and a little teeny tiny shade, which is the griever version for this maze. And then down here, we have our little Greek mythology shrine featuring one of my first book nooks I made, this little Camp Half-Blood book nook. Look at it. I'm literally, the nostalgia for this one is so insane and I love him. I also use this area here to like slip my little copy of the Darkhold that I made. I don't know why, it just works really well, okay? Don't judge me. Now, would you be surprised if I told you we're only halfway through because we still have... It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. This is the biggest source of all my book nooks, and it's where I keep the majority of them, just right on this entire shelf. There's hardly any books here, but weirdly enough, one of my favorite ones sits up the top here. This is the Glade from the Maze Runner. I also have a lot of little mini characters in there and like a little mini buildings, and it's all fun. I don't know, I just love that one so much. And then moving down the corner, this is I think the second book nook I've ever made. It's a little tiny forest. There's a little hut down there. I don't know if you can see that. The lights did die a while ago, but I have it for nostalgic reasons, okay? And then we have this one here from the 100. I'm gonna switch. Bam, the light's on. Moving over, we also have this one here from A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's the Archeron Sisters Cottage. Then, of course, our little Stranger Things section. Max fell down off this little hook, but she, you know, if you know the scene, you know the scene. And to match, we have little Bendy Fred down here as well. I'm not the biggest horror person, so I don't have a whole lot in horror, but I do really, really love this little Pennywise one that we have. Here he is. It's the sewer tunnels from Pennywise, aka It. Then moving over, we have this one here. This is another Maze Runner one, and we have the little griever just hiding down the back there in the dark. If you look really closely, you can see him lurking, as well as a little Albie hanging up on the wall. Don't ask. Another favorite as well is this little Narnia one that I made. We have a little Aslan down the back here as well. I think that's super cute. And of course, this little one here from N with an E. These two give the same vibe to me, I don't know why. And of course, we have House of the Dragon, the Iron Throne with all the little swords sticking up. And on the next shelf, this one is a work in progress, so I haven't really done too much on it, but it will be a little library scene, and it sits right next to this book nook here, which is a scene from Divergent. This is when Triss jumps down into Dauntless. Because I'm extremely obsessed with the Maze Runner, I also had to make Minho's little map of the maze. It's not as big as my other one up here, but we still love it, and he sits here in the corner. Now, I don't have many book nooks based on the book that I wrote, which I find really, really odd, but I do have two of them. This one's based on the first book in the series. It's kind of like this little insane asylum. You gotta have to read it, I guess, to fully understand it, but I like that one. It was one of my first ones. And then over here, we have this little dungeon that leads down to this, I don't want to say it, but like this little cut chamber where they like hurt people. Anyway, both really gloomy. I promise my book isn't actually that dark. These are just really recognizable locations from the book, so that's why we've done them. Now, we're down to the very last shelf, and these ones are probably not my most favorite book nooks, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is the room from Wednesday, that new Netflix show. It sits right next to this little glow-in-the-dark model of H2O. I don't know how well you can see that, but that entire moon pool glows in the dark at night. Maybe one day I'll show you, but for now, this is it. And then this one also glows in the dark. It's the little witch's road from the new Agatha All Along movie, and we also have a light down here that leads down into the road, and then all these vines glow, and then at the bottom of the stairs we have their little shoes. And now, Taylor Swift lovers, this one's for you. We have this little scene from Out of the Woods. This is the music video. Just Taylor standing there in front of the beach with all little vines growing up around her feet. And of course, we have the Lover House. I have to take this one out for you guys. Look at her. At the top here, we have Anti-Hero Midnight's Taylor. We have the little Reputation Room, 1989. This one over here is Evermore, Folklore, Fearless, Red, Lover. Got Speak Now, of course, the little Midnight Store, and Taylor Swift, self-titled. Just realized, I think that's everything. Wait, no, I almost forgot over here behind this Hunger Games arena. I fully just broke that. Okay, anyway, this is our Twilight book nook. We've also got a little tiny sparkly Edward Cullen down the back here, but it's actually just Robert Pattinson wearing the skin of a killer. This is where all the magic happens. This is where we make all our little book nooks and arenas, and I'm thinking about making some more Hunger Games ones soon. I know, I have so many Hunger Games arenas. I do not need to make more. I just don't know how to stop, so more coming soon, I promise. Thanks for coming on a little adventure with me. Bye guys, have the best day. And don't be a stranger. I'm going to be posting making videos of all these very, very soon. I promise. Okay, I swear.